Hello everybody, so today we're going to be looking at audio recording, and more specifically we're going to be looking at how you can change your environment to have a huge impact on your audio. So we're not really going to be looking at equipment too much because I know that everybody's going to have different kit and they're going to have different things available, and we don't really have time to go through every possibility. So we're going to be focusing on your environment, and we're going to be looking at examples of how audio sounds recorded in different environments, and we're going to be looking at how you can change your environment to have a really dramatic effect on the overall quality of your audio.
So for the first clip that I'm recording, I'm actually recording this in my bathroom. The reason this is a good example is because it's one of the rooms in the house that always has very flat, very hard surfaces. Because of all the hard reflective surfaces, you can hear how echoey my voice sounds. So we know that if you put yourself in an environment that has lots of hard surfaces, your voice is going to bounce and your voice is going to echo. So for this next recording, I've moved into the living room, and you can probably hear that it isn't quite as reflective an environment as the bathroom was, because we've got furniture and we've got bookcases and we've got all kinds of bits and bobs that are absorbing the sound. So the main thing that I want you to take from this is that actually the softer the environment that you're in, the softer the sound is going to be. The harder, more reflective the environment you're in, the more reverb and the more the audio or the sound is going to bounce around the room, creating that echoey feel. So now in this clip, I'm still in the living room, but I've actually brought the microphone much closer to me, and you can hear immediately the difference that makes as well. The sound will be much warmer, and there'll be less interference from the environment. So for this final recording, I've made a couple more changes. What I've done is, again, I've positioned the microphone quite close to me as well. But at the same time, what I've done is I've positioned myself very close to a clothes rail. Now, the clothes rail is filled with soft, non-reflective surfaces. And what they will do is actually absorb echoes and absorb sound and create a much flatter, much softer and much warmer recording. So I don't want to tell you that any one of these things is correct, because sometimes you might want the recording to sound like it's in a big room, or it's far away, or it's distant. But I just want to highlight how dramatic a difference you can make recording in a different environment with exactly the same equipment. And by the way, just because I want things to be fair, I did all of this recorded on my phone, just with the software available on my phone for free, and I didn't use a microphone and I didn't use any other special equipment, just placing myself in a different environment to control the audio.
So next I'm going to be looking at a couple of options you have in terms of microphone, if you're on a budget especially, that will actually help improve the quality of your audio quite a lot. And the first thing I want to show you is one of these, which is called a Lowe microphone. And these are really good because they're quite cheap. They're quite discreet as well. They can just clip onto a t-shirt or something like that. And they really will help to improve the quality of the audio that you're recording. Now, this one will plug directly into the laptop, or it will go into a DSLR as well. Alternatively, if you buy an adapter, you can connect one of these to your phone via a USB cable, but you will need to buy a separate adapter for that as well. The other little thing that I want to show you is this extender cable. Now this can be really useful if you're using a Lowe mic, but you want to position yourself quite far away from the camera. And again, this was relatively inexpensive, and I think this is 2 meters long. So that will really help for you to position yourself further away from the camera, so you're not going to be limited by this box essentially. Now, if you don't have either of those as an option, or if it's for a student and they don't have any budget at all, another option, or something that they may all have, is one of these, which is a gaming headset. Now, essentially the microphone that's in your gaming headset will actually be very similar to the microphone that's in your Lowe mic. And with a bit of tweaking, using some of the techniques that we mentioned earlier, you could actually record half decent sound from this. And I tested this one and a couple of others, and they will connect directly to a PC, or same as the lavalier mic, you can connect it to your phone if you have the correct adapter as well. So those are just a couple of options that I wanted to show you, just to give you a couple of more ideas on how you can improve the quality of your recordings. So in conclusion, I guess the key things that I want you to take from this video are that if you are in a room with reflective surfaces that is quite a large room and your microphone is far away, all of those things are going to create a more echoey, reverby sound. Okay? Now, if you're in a room with a lot of softer surfaces that are going to absorb echoes, that's a little bit smaller perhaps, and you're closer to the microphone, that's going to create a much warmer and a much more intimate sound. Now again, I'm not going to suggest that it's necessarily true that one of these things is better than the other. Sometimes you want an echoey sound, sometimes you want a more intimate sound. But the important thing is that you're aware of the difference that your environment makes and how that can control these things.